I hope it rains down in Africa.
Have a little extra bounce in my step today because I got to play 45 holes of golf this weekend and I walked every single one of them. Which, for those of you who aren't familiar, is about a 12-mile walk with clubs on your back. Anyways, fun times, good humors. Here we go. Normally I don't you just jump on one real fast, but this song has been coming up in my mind a lot lately, and so when The Seeker requested it, thank you, The Seeker. Soldier of Love, as covered by Pearl Jam, I did not know. Penned by Arthur Alexander. His recording of it is in 1962. You can find it on Spotify or wherever you listen to your music. It's a good listen. All right, we're going to do this two ways, so get comfy. We're going to do it without a capo and with a capo. Obviously, with a capo is a bit easier. So here we go. First chord, C sharp minor. Steps to find C sharp minor. Find a C sharp on the A string. A sharp, B, C, because B sharp doesn't exist, and C sharp. That was way number one. Way number two. Grandma always brings, this is my way for remembering the E and the A string notes. Grandma always brings crappy deviled eggs. So, C plus 1, C sharp. There we go. This is your root 5 minor bar chord shape. This is worth your time because if you can play C sharp minor, you can play C minor, you can play B minor, you can play B flat minor, and so on and so forth. So, pointer finger on A4. Then make a power chord with your ring finger and your pinky finger. That's usually pretty easy for folks. And then the last move is put your middle finger on the B string in the fret where your middle finger is. That's the 5th fret. And then the last move is bar it with your pointer finger. That's chord 1. Chord 2 is E. Seems to me like when they did this one, it was a Poland 2000 bootleg. Am I right about that? They went up to E here. So this is A7, DGB9. That's all well and good, and you can do it that way too. I like to go down. I think sometimes they go back and forth, because sometimes you hear, and sometimes you hear. But we'll get to that later. All right, so the whole verse is just C sharp, and E. Oh, C sharp, by the way, pro tip. Once we've established that C sharp is minor, you no longer have to say C sharp minor. You can just say C sharp. And it means C sharp minor. So, sorry for my sort of misspeak there. C sharp minor, E. Here's a cool strumming pattern to think about. Ready? Okay, so, in a measure, your hand goes down 4 times and up 4 times for 8 half beats, or 4 full beats. So each one has a name. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, or your foot, if you're not strumming everything, your foot's going up and down, your inner self is going up and down, whatever, keeping time. So we're going to strum here on 2 and the and after 3, or the and of 3 as it's called. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and, or don't even think about all that. Just go like this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. And notice the second one's really short. The first one's a little short. The second one's a little short. And with the bar chord, that's really easy to do because all you have to do is stop squeezing. But don't make your hand fly off because then you'll get, you don't want that. You want, and then if you're doing E up here, same thing, but if you're doing E down there, stop squeezing and sort of lay your fingers lightly across the strings because you have open strings to deal with, open E and open B, and if you just stop squeezing, these 3 stop making noise and these 2 do not. So And that's it. That's it for the verse. I can't explain that anymore. Part 2. Use your arms for squeezing and breezing. That's the way it's gotta be. This is pretty interesting. C sharp minor. F sharp major doesn't belong in this key, but they use it. F sharp major is the same shape as C sharp minor, but one string with all your fingers up towards the ceiling and 2 frets down. Here's the F sharp note, the root. Of course, E, F, F sharp. And then this is the major shape for your root 6s. So you're going to think it looks like an E major chord, right? With your middle finger and your pinky finger and your ring finger. That would be an E major if it was here. Move it up 2 frets to F sharp. Plop your capo down. Use your arms to squeezing and breezing. That's the way it's gotta be. Down to E. And then part 3. There ain't no reason. Here we go. My favorite thing in the world, a major 3. G sharp major. Same exact shape as F sharp major, but 2 frets higher. Followed by A. Do it the same shape. You've already gone through all that trouble. Followed by B. And back down to E. Or you can play A here and B here. This is the same shape as the E we discussed, but on the 2nd and 4th frets. You can play B7 if you want. If you want to try to avoid as many bar chords as you possibly can, B7 is my 3rd favorite chord in the world. Pointer finger D1, middle finger A2, ring finger G2, pinky finger baby E2. So here's a couple with him. There ain't no reason for you to declare war on the one who loves you so. Or, but I suppose if you were going through the trouble to avoid bar chords, you wouldn't be flying all the way up here for E. But anyways, those are all the parts. This song's in the key of E, right? It starts on E, well, it starts on C sharp minor. That's E's relative minor, so we could say it's in the key of C sharp minor for the verse, and E for the chorus. We'd be saying the same thing. We could argue until we were blue in the face, and we'd both be right. Me and me, both of me. Where's, my capo's right here. Perfect. I don't spend much time arguing with myself. It doesn't get very far. Okay, I want to play Soldier of Love, and I do not want to do bar chords at all. We're going to do a capo. So, the family of chords with no bar chords in it is C. So, we need to find a C shape, E. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E. Up your musical alphabet. Or the root note of your C chord is, how am I doing? 8 minutes? Okay. The root note of your C chord is the A string. So you're looking for an E on the A string. Grandma always brings scrappy deviled eggs. 7th fret of the A string. So we're going to put our capo on 4 so that when we play a C, the root note's an E. But we're not going to call this E, we're going to call it C, otherwise we'll go silly. Okay, first chord, A minor. That's another fun way to do it. Pluck your root note, then strum slowly all the way down, but don't get the baby E string, and then do a short baby E string, followed by a short B string. Right, okay, so that's the verse. The pre-chorus, use your arms to hold me tight, is A minor, D major. That's our F sharp major because, check this out, remember this one for the rest of your life. The root note of your D chord is on the B string. This, of course, is an F sharp chord, but of your D shape is on the B string. So, B string 12th fret is B. One whole step down to the 10th fret is A. Whole step down to the 8th fret is G, and a half step below that, we meet our ring finger at F sharp, and that's how you know that this is an F sharp. And it's major because it was major. So, D shape, D. A minor, D, C. the voicings don't sound great with the capo and the major chords. You can try this, the better man chord. It's not the best. The really recognizable note is that one, which is not up in this register. Okay, and then the last part is C, E major, F, G, C. 'Cause my love, baby, it's the truest you ever had. I'm a soldier of love that's hard to beat. Alright, so the last thing I want to say about this song is that really cool melody. Oh, first of all, I guess there's like two and a half more things I want to say about this song. Okay, so when we're up here on E, if you want to get that's you got to just sort of maneuver your pinky finger to the B string 10th fret for a suspended 4. That's an E suspended 4, much like going, putting your pinky finger on the G string 2nd fret, right? And then, definitely heard it a couple of times, maybe once, maybe I just like it so much I pretend I hear it more. On your E, take your pointer finger off the G string and put it back on for a minor 3rd. Always sounds really funky and nice. And the last thing I want to say about this song is the cool melody with the chromatic progression. Chromatic meaning it doesn't skip a step where really it should. So that's a half step going up in the melody. We are singing, let's see, we're singing a B. The welcomes you're using are, and then we're singing a C, hurting me bad. C, which does not belong in the key of E. The key of E is E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. No D either. All right, so no C. That is the result of playing the major 3rd. G sharp should be minor in the key of E. It's the 3rd chord. 1, 2, 3. Now we're playing Sweet Melissa by the Allman Brothers. Crossroads seem to come and go. But in Soldier of Love, I digress, it's G sharp major, which throws a C note in there, and that's how that melody can work. C, G string, 5th fret, same note as A string, 3rd fret, which we know is a C, because Grandma always brings crappy deviled eggs. The welcomes you're using are hurting me bad. Someday God will treat. Anyways, I love that song. It's on one of my playlists of many, lots and lots of songs, and it was coming up an inordinate amount of times lately. So I thought when the Seeker requested it, we should do it, and there it is for you. I hope you enjoyed that, and we have sort of a fun week for me. Anyways, this week, you'll see. Usually, if it's fun for me, it's pretty fun for you too, so that's a good gauge. Then, after all, this is all about me. Just kidding. This is all about you. You guys outnumber me by a lot, and it's a little bit about me. But thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. You guys are the best. This is the best. We're the best. Bring on the requests. We're going to get through them. We're going to get through them. It's going to be amazing. We're going to do every song ever written in the future history of mankind. Goodbye. See you next time.